Hey guys, what's up? Now, before I actually get to this review, I'd like to say something. I'm pretty sure I put this on the ban list of movies I would not review, but after reading some reviews of this film and reading up on it a bit more, I decided to watch it. Um, it's a animated horror crime drama film from 2012, and that movie is Where the Dead Go to Die. The film follows a group of troubled kids and that live on the same block, and they're all visited by a talking demonic dog named Labby, who takes them on surreal trips through time and space. Um, the film opens with credits, and our first segment begins. It's called Tainted Milk. The segment starts with Tommy, a young boy who's talking to his parents about where babies come from. They get in an argument. Tommy heads off to school and runs into Labby, who tells him that the baby his mother is carrying is the Antichrist and that he must kill the baby. And Labby claims he was sent by God in order to tell Tommy to kill this baby. So Labby claims like breasts are the creation of the devil and that shadow people are what make children evil. So yeah, stuff happens. I don't really want to spoil it. Um, but it's pretty unsettling. Uh, Things get really trippy. We see blood-soaked naked people and children and dog-faced people and creepy fucking shadow people. We're only 12 minutes into the movie and this movie is already really, really creepy. The first segment, as I do with most films that have segments, I give this one a 4 out of 5 for this segment. The second segment I completely forgot the name of, and at 16 minutes this segment begins with a guy saying that he killed himself the other day. And then a shot of him murdering someone in a church, then him holding a dead baby, and this guy steals liquid memories and injects them into himself so he can delete his own memories of his death. Now, before I say anything else, in the movie, when this is all explained, it actually makes a bit more sense than how I'm saying it. Um, so then we meet this hooker who kind of like sleeps with this guy who has prosthetic legs in an alley, and then he has a flashback to when he lost his leg, and he has like a war flashback, and he gouges out her eye, and she goes to the church where the memory stealer guy is, and he saves her only to kill her and harvest her memories. Then things get really trippy and creepy, and the final segment begins, and this one is called The Mask That Monsters Wear. It is about a boy who was born with who had a conjoined twin brother who is dead, but is still attached to his face on the side, and the two are connected by the brain, which just causes him to have hallucinations and seizures. And his mother wants to keep the two conjoined, even though removing it would make Ralph the boy a lot healthier and happier. Ralph, Ralph's mother likes to blame him for the death of his brother. This girl he has a crush on is an unwilling participant in her father's child pornography ring. Um, Man, this movie just gets really fucked up at this point. Ralph is Ralph is caught jerking off to child pornography, and his father, instead of being mad about him watching child pornography, he's mad that he's jerking off because technically it's his and his brother's dick. Uh, okay, so Sophia, the girl that he has a crush on, um, as like punishment, she gets like hung from the ceiling by a like mask strapped to her head, and Ralph meets Labby, and Labby kind of introduces him to Death, which is a shadow person that explains what all this fucked up shit that's happening to Sophie is actually doing to her mentally and physically. And Ralph apparently collects bugs. So they kind of Ralph and Sophia kind of go on a walk together, and they start to fall in love. And then there's some child abuse and more stuff happens in that segment. 5 out of 5 for that segment, and 5 out of 5 for the previous segment. I don't think I mentioned that one, but the previous segment, which I didn't mention the rating I gave it. This movie is really, really creepy. And the way that the facial distortions people do in like Source Filmmaker are really creepy. Like if you find that creepy, this movie is beyond creepy because I find that stuff kind of creepy. But also the very aspect and atmosphere of this film is very creepy. And this is not for the faint of heart. I mean, the animation, the voice acting, it is crappy, but it's so crappy that it makes it even creepier. And unlike Enter the Void, which this movie is sometimes compared to, this one doesn't get this one doesn't overuse the extreme camera work or trippy effects and scenes in this film. It doesn't get annoying with it or painful to watch. This film is often called disturbing, and I'd probably have to say it is pretty disturbing. At least a 7 out of 10 on the disturbing scale. I can definitely say it's a really creepy, unsettling film to watch. It's got a lot of violence and sexual content, and some of that does involve children. This film is animated after all, so they could get away with it, but yeah. All I have to really say about this film is it's very, very unsettling. Like if you were to look up the definition of unsettling in the dictionary, you would find the definition of unsettling, which is what this film is, which is what this film profoundly is. On the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like The Corpse Grinders, and 10 being something like Brain Dead. This movie's a 9 or a 10. It's probably the most violent animated film I've ever seen. It's not an enjoyable film to watch, but it's worth a look if you're brave enough to get a glimpse into what basically hell looks like. I'm not lying when I say it's genuinely creepy and pretty disturbing. So out of the total ratings I gave for this film, it gets a 14 out of 15 stars total, which is a 4.5 out of 5, which is a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, which is what I rated this film. And it is definitely a good film, and I'm definitely going to have to buy it sometime when I can get my hands on a copy of it. Anyway, guys, I'm BiscuitBoo69 signing off. Peace.
You're listening to a demo for